Oh, we are live! How are we, lads? Come on, the footy! The footy's back! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! If you believe in fairy tales, if you believe in miracles, if you believe in comebacks, the Rabbitohs had it, and then they lost it. They had all the momentum, and they were that close. They had it. They were down 14-0. They come back. We get the 14-all. And then the Melbourne Storm break their hearts at Amy Park. What a crazy final 10 minutes. I was ready to come on here tonight, Sam, and just say, what a shit game. But the last 10 minutes was the most exciting thing of the whole night. Welcome to the Thursday Night Football review for round 2 of the 2022 NRL season. I hope you guys are all doing well on this Thursday night. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe. Go check out Sam Rebel's YouTube channel in the link below. Sam, reaction to that was just insane, that finish.
Thank you very much for having me tonight, mate. And what a night to be talking about what the hell just happened, man. We had to wait until round 6 of 2021 for our first Golden Point extra time game, I think it was. And we've only had to wait until the second round to get it. So, yeah, there's so much to dissect, man. So much to dissect today.
I have so many things going through my mind right now. Melbourne led 14-0 at halftime. It looked like it was going to end up being 30-0 or 30-10 or some sort of scoreline. South in the final 10 minutes, they finally score. And then we ended up in Golden Point. Latrell Mitchell with a crazy 2-point field goal. Would have been the match winner if he had to kick the bloody conversion. Couldn't kick goal all night, Latrell. I felt sorry for him at one point. Fuck. What a ridiculous, crazy game. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. I just want to say, Sam, if you're Craig Bellamy, 500th game as head coach of the Melbourne Storm, leading 14-0, getting to 14-all, losing a player in the sin bin, jeez, what a game.
Mate, enjoy it. Enjoy the win, Melbourne Storm players, because tomorrow, when you guys sit down and review it, it's going to make for ugly watching for Melbourne Storm and South Sydney players tomorrow, man, for sure.
I know Melbourne Storm will obviously be happy with the win, but I'm telling you right now, Bellamy, he's going to go into that dressing shed, and I reckon there'll be a spray coming.
Something's coming. I agree.
I reckon right now there's a spray coming. Gee whiz, I don't even know where to begin, bro. That was crazy, that game. I can't believe Melbourne won. They led 14-0, and I was ready to come on here and just absolutely rip in the Souths and give them a say that they're nothing but shitholes and dreadful. I was ready to give Souths a spray and a half. And in the final 10 minutes, they played football. I couldn't believe it. It took them 70 minutes, but they started playing footy, and they nearly pulled something out of the rabbit hole, and they nearly stole it. Mate, if you're Melbourne, obviously they won the game, but how much do you take out of this performance?
Not a whole lot, to be honest with you, mate. Not a whole lot at all. I mean, let's start from the beginning, hey? Let's start from the beginning and try and do our best to go through what the hell just happened over the past hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, all right, let's go to the beginning. So it all started off in the 10th minute for the Melbourne Storm. The first try of the game went to Xavier Coates. Jerome Hughes put a beautiful right foot step. Ballsy move, by the way. Offloads it to Harry Grant. Grant kicks it crossfield on the right-hand side to Xavier Coates. It leaps over the top of Alex Johnson and ends up scoring. What a try. Just the guts of Jerome Hughes to put that right foot step, then the offload away to Harry Grant, the crossfield kick. Great try from Melbourne. Great way to start the game.
Yeah, it was a very nice try for Xavier Coates. And just before that, I think South Sydney had the ball stripped off them 2 times in 3 sets inside the first 6 or 7 minutes, man. So the Melbourne Storm certainly started like a bit of a house on fire. But Xavier Coates, man, I thought he had a very strong game tonight, man, for sure.
Yeah, could not agree more. And I just want to say, if you guys can't see me that well, I apologise. The lighting is not great, and there's nothing I can do about it. Look, guys can still see me, so that's all that matters.
Man.
But
Yeah.
what a start. Melbourne, great start. And then Harry Grant goal kicking as well, which I found quite strange. A shocking kick from the sideline. Melbourne 4-0 after 10 minutes gone. We get to the 22nd minute. Melbourne, a bit more of the same. Ryan Pappenhausen with a nice try. Melbourne goes right side. Simple block play, really. Xavier Coates down the field. Back on the inside to Ryan Pappenhausen. Very nice try here from the Melbourne Storm. Wasn't Pappenhausen scoring a very nice try?
Yeah, it came off the back of South Sydney errors as well, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, really nice work from Xavier Coates. That wasn't an easy pass to throw back on the inside of Pappenhausen, and it didn't look like an easy catch as well for the speedster. So no, that was a very slick try from Melbourne.
It was a very good try from Melbourne, and Pappenhausen just doing what he does best, linking up in support, but in doing a really good job. Very nice try from Pappenhausen. Melbourne go to 8-0. Again, Grant missed the conversion. Again, Melbourne 8-0 after 22 minutes gone. 24th minute, this was probably the softest try of the game, probably the easiest try of the game. It was the longest range try of the game, I believe, and it was the softest. It was Harry Grant from dummy half. He put, Burgess and I don't know who it was. Just no communication. Colin Matangi, just no communication. Just too lazy to get back on side, just out of breath, I guess. And Grant goes through, makes a line break, gets it back on the inside to Cameron Munster, which I believe the pass was a little bit dodgy. I wouldn't, if I had called it forward, I would have had no problem with it. It looked a little bit odd to me, looked a little bit forward, but I guess the momentum and the camera angle that we got at home probably wasn't the best. Munster goes in to score. Pappenhausen gets the goal kicking duties because Harry Grant got the axe for it because he couldn't kick. Melbourne go to 14-0. Man, what do you think about this try?
Yeah, just very clever ease from Harry Grant, mate. Noticing and hearing that the referee was calling Keon Koloamatangi offside or out of range in no man's land for the markers, and then Burgess just left too wide of a gap, and I forget who else was coming in on the inside. I think it might have been Lachlan Ilias, but in any event, Harry Grant found the space. His speed propelled him 40, 50 metres upfield, and yeah, I think the pass to Cameron Munster was flat at best, but I mean, at this stage of the game, 14-0 with how long to go, 15 minutes until the second half. I mean, I was just about ready to dust off the record books by that stage, mate.
Yeah, 14-0 Melbourne. Souths look absolutely cooked. I think they made about 8 or 9 errors in the first half. Just isn't good enough. And then I want to get to a moment of the game that I still believe is a very big moment of the game. In the 27th minute, Souths had a chance on the left-hand side. Jackson Paulo, all he had to do was pass the ball to Alex Johnson. Johnson goes in untouched. He scores. Jackson Paulo in the centres, well, we'll get into it a bit later on where he ended up. But I don't know about you, Sam, but Jackson Paulo, if he gives the ball to Alex Johnson, we're at 14-4, half times in 10 minutes, and it's game on again. Like Jackson Paulo not passing the ball to Alex Johnson in the 27th minute was a really big moment in the game, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, not too sure. It's I think the defense was going to be there for the Melbourne Storm to stop AJ. To AJ for Alex Johnson, man, he makes the impossible look possible, though. So I guess exactly right. In those instances, you've got to give him that ball. But I don't know. I think the Melbourne Storm, just off the top of my head, I think the Melbourne Storm defense was there to cover it, just in case if the pass was thrown and AJ made a leap for it.
Johnson was on the run, and they were about 5 minutes away. Johnson just goes like a fucking lightning bolt. Probably would have scored. I don't know why he didn't pass the ball. Just Jackson Paulo's got a problem with not passing the ball in the centres. I think that's why he got moved to the wing later on, which we'll get to. So we get to half time. Melbourne 14-0. I mean, fuck me, man. 14-0 at half time. I thought to myself, this could get to 30. This could get to 28. Who knows what the scoreline could end up as. At half time, did you see yourselves come back at all, or did you see Melbourne running away with it in the second half?
No, mate, look, to be perfectly frank with everybody, usually around this time last year, mate, if I wasn't coming on to do this Thursday night footy review with you tonight, mate, I usually would have turned it off by now. I would have walked out, if I'm being perfectly honest, man. I wasn't anticipating it, for sure.
Yeah. So we get to the second half, and then in the 49th minute, a no try to Dean Eremai because Cameron Munster was offside. I automatically have flashbacks to the hammer against the Bulldogs last weekend with this no try. Fair call, you reckon?
Yes, absolutely. And just I think the refereeing was well handled tonight. I think Gerard Sutton actually had a decent game tonight, man.
Jared Sutton, I don't usually praise him, and look,
No.
we spoke about this on your Wobble and Jewel show on Wednesday. What was it? Monday night, and I said I feel sorry for the referees. They cop a lot of shit, and Jared Sutton, I think he really handled himself well tonight. So no try to Dean Almeida, which is a fair call. 51st minute though, Tepai Moeroa goes to the sin bin. Cam Murray got taken off the ball. I mean, if Tepai Moeroa doesn't touch Cameron Murray, the ball goes on the inside to Murray. Murray probably scores. We've seen that try 1,000 times. We all know what's going to happen. That's why Tepai Moeroa took him out. Fair call, you reckon?
Yeah, who's the young man again that came on for South? David Mawali? Is that what I know? His last name's Mawali.
So. Yeah, right.
But struck Big Pink, didn't he? Freaking come onto the field, full of beans. And it definitely was the try. It definitely was the right call to send him Tepai Moeroa for 10. But are you still okay with referees going back multiple plays to ping someone for a penalty or to send someone off for 10 minutes in the bin?
It really depends on what the situation is. It's hard to really just say off the top of my head, oh, yeah, it's a fair call. It really depends on what it is. I think
in this instance, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, the referee was already going to call it anyway, but he let play continue. He let the advantage play, which I can understand, but I think it would have been better off just call it there and there. But fair enough. And plus, I think the bunker said to him, the bunker said to Joe Sutton in the year,
for sure.
There's going to be a sin bin here in a minute. It's going to be a stoppage of play, so get ready to stop the game. And Sutton would have been, right, blah, blah, blah. But fair enough. Tepai Moeroa in the sin bin was the right decision. And then we get to the next moment of the game, which I believe is probably the reason why Souths came back. In the 54th minute, Jason Demetrio had enough of Jackson Paulo at left centre, so he moved Jackson Paulo to right wing. Tane Milner went to left centre. And what do you know? South started playing better footy. It only took him 54 minutes to make the call. It was a fucking ballsy call too, because 14-0 down. It was a ballsy move from Demetrio.
Mate, I haven't thought about it like that, Nick.
Do you think it was the right call?
I haven't thought about it in those sort of terms, mate. Where it was the time for where the tide started to turn for South Sydney and shifting Paulo out into the right-hand side of the wing. And let me just say, in that 10-minute period where Tepai Moeroa was off, Souths did absolutely nothing. I think they may have only completed the one set, maybe possibly two. But you know what? I think you're actually right. That's when the tide started to turn, when Paulo got shifted out to the other side.
And the problem was, Souths kept trying to score, number 2, tackle number 3. They kept trying to score and tackle 1. Just be fucking patient. It's not that hard.
Right.
Be patient, have some composure, and that's where they miss Adam Reynolds. But Reynolds ain't there no more, so they've got to move on. But 58th minute, no try to Justin Olam. If he had grounded the ball, Olam would have scored that try where Harry Grant put the kick through. Olam just unlucky bounced the ball. Were you okay with that being no try?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I agree as well. I thought he dropped the ball. First, I thought he scored, but he ended up bouncing it, so no try. And then there was about 10 minutes to go, and I came in here to set up for the review, and I went, all right, 14-0, nothing's happening. I was coming to set the review, and then I hear Dad yell out, Alex Johnson's in. I went, oh, fuck, here we go. Had the run back out there, check it, scored the try, Alex Johnson. But I didn't even see the try. How did the Alex Johnson try unfold?
It was so they tried and they tried again, mate. And I think it was Latrell Mitchell that got the ball out to Alex Johnson. I might need to be corrected on that, mate. But yeah, it was they tried and tried again, and they finally cracked it, mate.
Yeah, I think Tane Milne passed it to Johnson, and Johnson ended up scoring. I can't try exactly, but I do know they went left, and I think Milne gave it to Johnson. Johnson scored. Game on, 14-4, conversion missed. And then I came back, did the review, set it up, all ready to go. And then it was game on. And then 74th minute, Justin Olam, he goes to the sin bin then. because Melbourne gave away too many penalties. And I believe this was the right decision as well. Too many penalties, deliberate hold downs. You go into the bin. It happens all the time. And, mate, fair call, you reckon, for the sin bin on Justin Olam?
100%. 100%.
Too many penalties. And I think that was the right call. And then Souths go to the right-hand side. Latrell Mitchell, great ball to Jackson Paulo. And Paulo goes in to score for Souths. Latrell misses the kick again. No one could kick a fucking goal tonight from either side.
Nah.
14-8 Melbourne. We got 5 minutes to go, and I'm thinking to myself, well, here we go. Game on. Game on. Mate, at 14-8, did you think South was going to score and try and get the golden point, or did you think it was over?
I still didn't even give him a chance. No, I still didn't even give him a chance, mate.
I gave him like a 30% chance, but I went, Melbourne would just defend it. They would just have players rush over and have 3-on-1 tackles, but they ended up didn't do it. That didn't happen because they were down a man, and South obviously took advantage of that. Justin Olam in the bin, and they kept going his side as well, which was smart from Souths. And then the biggest moment of the game, in my opinion, 77th minute, Souths knocked the ball on. Campbell Graham knocks on, but Souths go back for a captain's challenge because there was a late shot on Cameron Murray. This was a big call. I think it was Trent Lorio, the late shot on Cam Murray. Now, in the commentary on Channel 9, Andrew John said, what is Trent Lorio meant to do because he's committed to the tackle? I agree with him in a way, but you can't be tackling players who don't even have the ball in their hand. I mean, you can't be doing that. I mean, it's a penalty and it's the right call. What do you think?
It's definitely the right call. Cameron Murray, mate, his quick thinking, he showed why he was chosen, selected to be South Sydney's captain this year, mate, because he knew exactly what was up. He had presence of mind, and boy, howdy, man, Cameron Murray selecting to do his captain challenge then and there, man, wasn't that good. It was very, very clever from him, mate. Very clever.
And it's smart too, because most other captains would use their captain's challenge in the first half or for a knock on that went backwards or an accidental offside that wasn't offside or whatever it might be. So very, very smart from Cam Murray. And they wouldn't have gave a penalty if they didn't have the captain's challenge either. So very, very smart. Very smart from Souths. And then the craziest part of the game, 78th minute, Souths go right. Latrell to Murray. To Graham. Graham reaches out and scores. Mate, when Graham scored this, I was losing. I was like, holy fuck. Holy fuck. What do you want me to say? I couldn't fucking believe it. Campbell Graham. What a try. Mate, what do you think about that? When Graham scored, what was your reaction?
Mate, nobody scores 2 tries in the space of 10 minutes against the Melbourne Storm, mate. But
they scored 3 tries in 7 minutes.
Exactly, man. They've scored 3 tries in 7 minutes. They've scored 2 tries in the space of 3.5 minutes. And Latrell Mitchell had a kick from the sideline to level it all up, man.
Fuck. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Campbell Graham. What a try. Unreal. And then Latrell Mitchell with the kick for golden point. And he fucking misses. And I'm going, well, it's over. They're fucked. And they had a minute and a half left. And I was saying to Dad and Josh, I said, you fucking watch out. Fucking 2-point field goal from Latrell Mitchell here. Do not rule it out. They got a couple of hit-ups. They were on the 40-meter line, and they had another tackle or two to go, and I'm going, fuck, they're going to get a shot here. Latrell can kick these. Because if you go back a couple of years ago, 2019, Good Friday, Latrell playing for the Roosters against the Storm, he kicked the fucking field goal from about 45 on the boot from the sideline. He's fucking nailed it. So I'm going, Latrell Mitchell's, he loves this fucking, he's got the boot.
Now, just before you go on there, let's not forget what happened on the restart. The kick restart happened, and Cody Walker and whatever prop was there, I forget who it was, just watched it go beyond the dead ball line. And everyone thought that's friggin' it. South Sydney's had their last brain explosion for the night. But then Latrell Mitchell puts in a goal line dropout, and you think, oh no, it's just landed only 2 meters forward. But then it takes this almighty 7.5 meter, 8 meter bloody bounce. And I think it was Lachlan Ilias that was standing right there. And he scooped it up to save South Sydney's bacon to keep them in the game.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Couldn't fucking believe it. I forgot about that. I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, oh, it's all drop out. It didn't even bounce 10-2. It bounced fucking a long way away from the 10-meter line. Then it just rolled down. I'm going, oh, fuck, here we go. And I got up there, and then 40 meters out, Latrell Mitchell, right in position. He fucking smoked that ball so fucking good.
Nailed
right
it.
over the right over the black dot. Fucking perfect field goal. 2-point field goal. Latrell kicks it. We're 14 all. Sam, we're going the golden point. Couldn't fucking believe it. And then we got the golden point. Melbourne had possession. They had the first set. Jerome Hughes puts up a bomb. Xavier Coates nearly fucking killed himself in there going for the ball. Johnson was lucky too because he actually made contact with Xavier Coates. He's lucky he wasn't fucking penalised. I was like, oh, fuck. I thought he was going to get pinged for sure.
That was great desperation from Xavier Coates, man. I really like the way he attacked that ball. He wouldn't have done that in the first half of that game, man.
Alex Johnson was close too because I thought for sure he was going to get penalised for it because he fucking contacted him in the air. He was very lucky. But it's golden point. They never call it a golden point. We know this. It's nothing new. And then Souths go to the right side and Cody Walker, well, no, drops the fucking ball. Cody Walker with another brain explosion. It just sucks the life out of Souths. Melbourne get down the other end. Pappenhausen, he's going to take. I thought it was going to Munster. Went to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen dummy went through as he's running, kicks a fucking field goal straight through. The Purple Army at Melbourne would get up out of their seat, going fucking berserk. Probably had about 7 or 8 beers, probably already half drunk, going berserk down there in Melbourne. And the Melbourne Storm win the game 15-14. What a cracking game. It was the shittest fucking game till the last 10 minutes.
Thank you.
The last 10 minutes saved it. I'll tell you what. South Sydney, I know they did well to come back, but they were fucking dog shit until the last 10 minutes. They got a lot to work on. Melbourne do as well, but fuck. What a finish.
What a journey to get to Golden Point extra time, mate. And it's one of the craziest fucking things I've ever seen. Excuse my language, boys.
Oh, mate. What?
Seriously, it just unreal. And look, I'm glad you said it because I'm going to say it now. For 65 to 70 minutes, man, that game was low quality from both sides, man. Low quality game of footy, bro. So if you ever decide to watch it and you haven't seen it, skip through the first 70 minutes. Who gives a damn? And just watch the final 10 minutes onwards.
I just want you all to know, Melbourne Storm, South Sydney Rabbitohs, 18 errors each, which is fucking abysmal.
Yep.
Melbourne Storm, 41 missed tackles.
Unreal.
Rabbitohs, 21. And the completion rate, Melbourne 69%, 29 from 42. South Sydney 61%, 27 from 44. So the last 10 minutes is what made the game so great. But fuck, up until the 70th minute, it was the shittest fucking game of the season. Like a shittest game. All the errors and shit.
Yeah. Yep.
But you know, it was entertaining last 15 minutes or so. But fuck, the first 70, like you said, you would skip through the first 70, wouldn't you?
Forget it. Absolutely forget it, mate. And for the Melbourne Storm fans down there, that's their first game that they've seen since April 30th of last year. Craig Bellamy's 500th, man. So it's a really special classic night that's just happened down there in Melbourne, man.
Very entertaining, and I've got to say, congratulations to Melbourne for getting the win and South for the fight back as well. I thought both teams, I know there was errors, I know it was a scrappy old game that ended up being very entertaining in the last 15 minutes, but both teams put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, heart and effort on the field as well, and fuck, man, what a tough, gritty game, and Melbourne ended up getting the job done.
So South Sydney were awful in the first half, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Melbourne Storm were pretty good. I thought Melbourne Storm were pretty good in that first half. I think they only made about 4 errors or so. But gee whiz, Nick, Melbourne Storm did not come out in that second half, mate. They must have only completed 3 sets throughout that entire second half. And yeah, they had a couple of tries disallowed, but it was off the back of South Sydney's error rate as well. And just for maybe 5 to 8 minutes there, no side completed a set of 6, man. And it happens all the time, Nick, that when Melbourne Storm, they ended up being good tonight, Melbourne. They were very good in the first half and they dropped down to just being good. It happens all the time, man. Melbourne Storm did not play to the best of their abilities tonight. You had Cameron Munster and Jesse Bromwich effectively playing their first games of the entire year. But for some reason, teams that travel down to Melbourne, man, if South Sydney started the game with more intensity and with some glue on their fucking fingers, man, they would have trampled all over Melbourne tonight, bro. Melbourne Storm were there to be taken again, but once again, the travelling team has come down and has played 2 levels below themselves, man. When Melbourne Storm clearly aren't playing at their best, it seems that, I don't know what you think about that, but it happens all the time.
I agree with you, and I just want to say as well, at half-time, I think Melbourne, up 14-0, they must have went into the sheds, they must have went bellyache, we've won it for you, give us a couple of cold cans, maybe a couple of fucking nice cold beverages. I got out second half, like, oh, fuck, we're drunk, fuck. South's come out, they're like, oh, fuck, we don't know what's going on. Fuck me, they're celebrating too early, I think, but far out. Great game of footy.
Eventually.
It was a decent game. I should say that. Decent game of footy.
Decent.
And it was a shit game up until the last 10, and then it got entertaining. So I'll probably give the game like a 5 out of 10 or something, maybe like a 4 out of 10. It was a very average game, but the ending was great. What would you give the game out of 10?
Oh, probably a 5.5 out of 10, mate. Just simply the last 10 minutes was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5. It was a crazy game. Now we got 38 people watching us right now, so make sure if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, like the live stream, and go check out Sam REVILL if you haven't already. But what we're going to do now, Sam, we're just going to have a quick look at some of the players from tonight. We're not going to go through all of them because we'll be here all fucking night. But some of the big name players, mate. We'll start with Melbourne. Pappenhausen. I thought he played pretty well tonight. What do you think about Ryan Pappenhausen's performance?
Yeah, he was solid. And look, it was his conversion goal and it was his field goal that ultimately was the difference. His 3 points was the difference in the end, man.
It was. We'll go to some of the. Just go to the outside backs, mate. Who stood out for you in the outside backs for Melbourne? You got Dino Maira, Remus Smith, Olam, Xavier Coates. Did any of them stand out for you tonight?
Oh, mate, Xavier Coates was definitely, besides Pappenhausen, I thought he was their best backline player through from 1 to 7, if I'm being honest with you, mate.
Okay,
I thought Xavier Coates was very good tonight, mate. Defensively, he rattled South Sydney a couple of times as well.
I agree with you. I think he was great, mate. I thought Remus Smith was really poor defensively, and I thought Justin Olam was very quiet.
Yeah, Olam was very quiet, mate, and poor Eremia got found out defensively when Olam got sent for 10.
He had some nice touches, but defensively he was a concern. Mate, the halves, Munster and Hughes. I thought Hughes was very good. I thought Munster was a little bit quiet, but he had some nice. But his first game, you got to expect that as well.
I wasn't expecting much from Cameron Munster just because it was his first game. Jerome Hughes, I thought he was good.
Very good.
I thought he was good, but I'd still give the points to Xavier Coates as far as best player on the back line, personally.
And in the front row, I mean, Bromwich and Nelson, I thought they were both very solid. Nelson had a few errors in him, but Bromwich was pretty good.
Yeah, Bromwich had a couple of errors in him as well. And this is where they won it for me, the Melbourne Storm, albeit they didn't really show it in the second half of the game. I think Harry Grant was...
I thought he was best on field.
He might have been the best on field, man. And I thought, it kind of sickens me, if I'm being honest with you, to give this bloke a rap. But I thought Felice Kafusi really dug in for the Melbourne Storm tonight, man.
Best game I've seen Kafusi play in probably 12 months. Best game he's played in ages.
Kafusi was very strong tonight. Yep.
I can't stand the bastard. I think he's a grub, but I thought he was great tonight. He had a really good game. Kenny Bromwich as well wasn't too bad. Josh King was quiet, and then the bench. I mean, there's not much really you can say from the bench. I thought the whole bench was pretty quiet, to be honest. There's not really much to say. I thought they were all probably like a 4 out of 10 each.
Yep, agreed.
Now the Bunnies. I want to start with Latrell. What would you give Latrell tonight? I know a lot of people some like Latrell, which I get it. He was good towards the end, but I don't know, man. What do you think about Latrell? I thought he was very, very average tonight.
It's the same thing with him. It was his first game back since he smashed Joey Manu in the face. So it's his first game in about 6 months, mate. So
Yeah,
and he nearly ended up saving South Sydney's bacon. So I can't really sit here and say he had a bad game, but for 70 minutes there, he was off the pace. He was
yeah.
well off the pace, mate. But it was his link up play with Cody Walker and Lachlan Ilias and getting it out to Campbell Graham and Alex Johnson, man.
I just want to say,
yeah,
if
man.
if anyone reckons Latrell Mitchell was a 7 out of 10 or anything better than that tonight,
No,
I think they need to go back and rewatch the game. Latrell wasn't great. He was underdone, obviously. First game, he tried very hard towards the end of the game, but very average. You can't give him a good rating.
yeah, maybe
Maybe a 5.
five and a
Maybe
half. You know,
Yeah.
5.5 out of 10.
Alex Johnson, I felt so sorry for Alex Johnson tonight. He got a lot of poor service.
Definitely.
But tried very hard, obviously. I think we both agree he tried pretty hard.
Yep.
Tane Milne played really well, I thought.
Yeah, especially when he got shifted out to the other side, didn't he? Yeah, I thought Milne was okay.
Jackson Paulo's got to be dropped, bro. Sorry, but he needs a couple of weeks in reserve grade after that performance.
He's a young man, and it happens to the best of them.
Yep.
And yeah, Jackson Paulo, young man, I think you might find yourself in reserve grade for the next couple of weeks, mate. But you keep on track.
Tane Milne will go to centre next week against the Roosters, and I think Mansell might come onto the wing. I'm guessing. Could be wrong. Campbell Graham was outstanding in the centres.
Very good. He was definitely very good for them tonight, mate.
Mate, I just want to say as well, Cody Walker. Look, I just want to give Cody Walker a big hug right now. I feel so sorry for that bloke. He has had it tough. He's not on his own. First time he's on his own without an organising halfback. The bloke's playing with pretty much no confidence right now. When Souths came back in the game, Cody Walker didn't have much involvement. I feel sorry for Cody Walker right now. He's got the hardest job in the world.
Allegedly, he played with a corked thigh tonight as well, man. Or maybe
I didn't know that.
Knee. But he did play with a cork tonight. He looked hampered, and I don't know, man. I want him to prove me right, and I don't want to cop any spits to the face. But I think Cody Walker and Lachlan Ilias, mate, they're in trouble. They're in trouble they're in trouble for at least the next month or so, man. Especially considering the draw that Souths have. I think Walker looks like a dad that's got all these young kids that's just been burdened upon him, and he's just sort of at 6s and 7s as to what he should do next, man. He looks, I don't know, man. He looks in trouble for me personally, Cody Walker. But it's only the second round.
Yeah, it is. I feel sorry for him, man. He's just until Souths get an organising halfback, and I guess until Lachlan Ilias develops, which is going to take another 12 to 18 months at least, it's just going to be tough for Cody Walker. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes in the coming weeks, but now, at the moment, it looks like ever since that grand final where he threw that intercept, it seems like he's just lost his confidence. Against Brisbane last week, he had a shocker as well, and tonight, very, very ineffective. So hopefully he can get going. But hey, Cody Walker's that good of a player. All it takes is for him to have one. All it takes for him is to have one big game, and he's back. That's all it takes.
And look, Lachlan Ilias showed some really good signs tonight. Unfortunately, he got pulled up for an obstruction, which I thought it wasn't, and
that was a bit
that was probably Jared Sutton's worst call of the night, probably.
Yeah,
but,
I think so.
No, I thought Lachlan Ilias, besides kicking it out on the full in that first half, I think he had some really. He's showing good signs, man. So I think they need to stick, and they will. I think they need to stick with Lachlan Ilias until at least the halfway point of the season, no matter what.
Yeah, look, I thought Ilias was really poor tonight. I'm being honest with you. I don't think he had a great game at all. I thought he was quite poor, but he's only a kid. He will get better. I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops over the coming weeks and over the next 12 months anyway. And then we get to the forwards. I mean, Totola looked all right. Nichols was all right as well. I mean, what do you think about those two? I thought they were okay.
Oh, mate, you'd be forgiven if you thought that you didn't really cite them, if I'm being honest with you, mate. And look, let's talk about the other one, mate. Damien Cook. Damien Cook made 53 tackles tonight. So he
Very
tackled
good.
himself to a standstill. But that, again, dampened his attack for the second week in a row now.
And that's
Damien
because
Cook,
of Melbourne.
yeah,
That's because of Melbourne Storm, bro.
go on.
If the Melbourne Storm can make Damien Cook make 50 odd tackles a game, or 50 odd tackles in that match, then Damien Cook's attacking game, his running game, is going to be ineffective. So
Yeah.
that's Melbourne Storm's brilliance. That's not Damien Cook having a poor game. He made 50 odd tackles. That's because Melbourne Storm, they made him work his fucking ass off. And by the time Souths had the ball, Damien Cook had no stamina to run the ball. That was absolutely brilliant from Melbourne. Brilliant game plan.
Yeah, but even so, mate, in that first 20 minutes, I just don't think he offered enough. I know that Melbourne Storm were good in the wrestle and slowing down the play the ball anyway. But I just don't think Damien Cook offered enough out of dummy half as well, man.
Yeah, I thought Keon Kolomatangi in the back row played really well. What do you think about Kolomatangi?
Oh, I thought he was okay. Yeah.
I just want to say this as well. Get Jai Arrow out of the fucking back row, for fuck's sake.
And put him in the front row?
Get him in the fucking middle of the field.
Yeah.
Stop playing him on the fucking edge.
Yeah.
He's useless out there. He doesn't offer anything on an edge. Put him in the fucking middle. He's the most useless back row in the fucking comp. Put him in the fucking middle. Fuck me. The amount of times that Walker and Arrow on that left edge, it was never, ever going to threaten anyone. It was fucking pathetic. Arrow needs to be in the middle. Fuck him off on the edge.
Yeah, he could do some ball playing when he's linking up with Walker and Mitchell, man. But
Exactly.
So far as being a dimensional player, back rower, yeah, man, I think I agree with you. I think maybe he should move into the middle.
And the decision to start Havili at lock over Cameron Murray definitely backfired. That was fucking stupid.
Well, Havili got the ball stripped off him inside the first 5 minutes, didn't he? When South Sydney were well on the attack as well, mate. But no, I think it was. They say it was tactical reasons, but it wasn't, because Cameron Murray was having a shoulder complaint, so they sort of just eased Cameron Murray into the game. But look,
if he had a shoulder complaint, I reckon that's absolute bullshit, because he looked really good when he came on the field.
He did, but that's just a testament to how tough he really is and how good of a game. And yeah, look, Cameron Murray, I think it's fair to say he might have been the best player for South Sydney tonight, even though he didn't play in the first 20 minutes or so. It
was already fucking 8-0 by the time he came on the field. It was already 8-0. I mean, tactical my ass. What a load of shit that was. That didn't fucking work.
That's just based off the commentary as well. And look, to defensively Havili a bit as well, when he came on for Damien Cook with approximately 15 minutes to go, I thought Havili did some all right things as well. He made a couple of darts out of dummy half. He made some good meters, and his service was crisp as well, I thought, Havili. But he wasn't the answer to start the game in at the in the lock position to start the game.
I thought Tom Burgess was good off the bench as well, along with that young Davey Mowell kid. That kid looks really good.
Moali, keep up.
Yeah.
I mean, gee whiz, he says keep an eye out for me when he came on, didn't he?
I like that kid. Tom Burgess off the bench looked pretty good too, didn't he?
Yeah. And Jacob Host, unfortunately, just didn't have a good night as well. Coming off the interchange bench, sorry.
Didn't do fuck all. But, great. Decent game of football. Melbourne win.
Game. Yeah.
Decent game. 18 errors from both sides each, which is just, with all due respect, it's not NRL standard. So, really good win for the Melbourne Storm. We've just been interrupted by always Brisbane Broncos, wherever the fuck you are.
Hey, man. How are you doing?
What do you think of the match?
I thought it was all right. It was pretty shitty up until the last 15 minutes. But
exactly what we said. Hang on, I'll try and set this up.
Yeah, get the man in.
Stand up there.
Get the man in.
There we go. It's better.
There we go.
Fucking Sam, mate. I know it's a tough question, but who would your top 3 players on ground from tonight be?
I'd say Cameron Murray in at number 3, Felice Kafusi number 2, and Harry Grant number 1.
Yeah, I'm going to go number 3. I'm going to go Ryan Pappenhausen. Number 2, I'm going to go with Campbell Graham. And number 1, I'm going to go Harry Grant. Harry Grant was fucking phenomenal tonight. What about you?
Yeah, he
Your
was
top
good.
three on ground, mate.
Harry Grant. Far out. I really like Jerome Hughes tonight,
Yep.
and yeah, I might have to go Kafusi as well. To be honest,
Kafusi was good. Best game he's played in fucking at least 12 months.
Munster was good too.
Yeah, I thought he was a bit quiet, bro.
I thought Munster was great for his return game anyway.
Yeah. What about Latrell? Everyone's got a bit of a mixed feeling. I think Latrell was like a 5 out of 10.
I'd give him a 4.5 out of 10, but fuck his field goal. That's the only thing he did all game.
The 2-point field goal.
Other than that, I don't even fuck what anyone says. I thought he was fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Great game. Oh, not a great game.
Decent
great
game. Yeah.
Great ending. Decent game of footy. So I think we all agree. Me and you agree, Sam. Harry Grant, best player on field.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, fuck me, man. Well, anything else you want to mention before we wrap things up?
Oh, thanks for asking, mate. I guess I'll see Mr. Always Brisbane Broncos on Tuesday night, motherfucker. Motherfucker.
The year of the ambush is here, mate. The year of the ambush.
No,
I
thank you
just
very
wanna
much
say-
for having me, Nick. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure South's had a penalty count of 10-4 as well.
Yeah, they did end up winning the penalty count. Yeah, for sure.
1-6 again, too, from each game. Like, penalties only one set restart.
Yeah,
Two
that
of
makes
them.
sense. Yeah, I didn't hear the bell go off too many times, eh?
Yeah, I didn't hear too much as well, but I reckon that might wrap things up,
Can we
Sam.
get a prayers and thoughts in the chat for CJ Moxley, please?
Oh, poor CJ. Poor CJ.
Someone check up on him, please.
Mate, I thought Craig Bellamy was going to fucking break all those chairs up in the box. Did you see his reaction tonight? I thought that was fucking funny.
Yeah, it was early in the first half too. I think it was as well.
They had a presentation for Bellyache with an interview at the end of the game on the field.
Yeah.
He didn't seem too happy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
And
he
he
wouldn't have been
wouldn't
happy.
Nah.
Me and Sam said as soon as the review started, we said Craig Bellamy's going to go in that dressing shed and go off his fucking rocket. And I bet you he did. I bet you he went off.
That would have been after because they went straight out for the presentation.
Oh, yeah. They're going to cop a spray. They're going to cop a really, really big spray. But, Sam, as always, it's been a very good Thursday Night Football review for round 2. And I believe next week's Thursday Night Football review, hang on, don't tell me, will be the Dragons and the Sharks local derby. That'll be a fucking good one. Looking forward to that. That'll be a cracker. Next Thursday night, Saints and Cronulla for the Thursday Night Football review for round number 3.
Look forward to a dour 8-2 game, as it always is between the Dragons and the Sharks. Hey,
20 field goals, 6 missed tackles in the last 2 minutes. Fucking wet weather football.
Mate, look, if it's a level above from what we saw tonight, mate, we're in for a very, very good game.
Yeah, I think it will be a good game, but mate, thank you for tonight. A good. Oh, we're throwing shit around in the fucking room now. But anyway, Sam, thanks for coming on the Thursday Night Football review as always. Appreciate it, bro. It was a good chat. It was a fucking
Yeah, it was
decent game of footy, and it was good to fucking review it. But anyway, everyone in the live chat, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Go check out Sam Rebel's YouTube channel. The link's in the description below. But anyway, guys, have a good night. Like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. The Storm have beaten the Bunnies 15-14.